Do you think that President Biden is doing a good job in handling the crisis? And do you think he should send out more stimulus checks before it gets too late? Tell me what you think in the comments below. We have a ton of good news to cover, so be sure to keep on watching. First, here's some good news for those residing in the state of Connecticut. Right now, the biggest tax cut is in Connecticut. In Connecticut history is being delivered to residents. The governor has signed a House bill into law, and this is the fiscal year 2023 budget adjustment bill. It includes tax cuts that will benefit families, students, and seniors. It would also extend the 25 cents gas tax suspension and free bus transportation through December 31st. The budget features more than $600 million in tax cuts, which includes providing a $250 per child tax credit for low and middle income families, while also working to fund payments for the earned income tax credit for eligible households. Under this law, the property tax credit is to increase to $300 from $200. Tax on pensions will also be eliminated from the bill. The governor has told reporters, this bipartisan budget gives taxpayers the largest tax cut in history, while paying down approximately $3.3 billion in unfunded liabilities, making groundbreaking investments in childcare, crime prevention, and environmental protection, and caring for most vulnerable residents. So, an entirely new group of taxpayers may benefit from the federal child tax credit. The IRS announced new guidelines for these families who may claim the enhanced credits under the American Rescue Plan. Now, Chuck Reddick, the IRS commissioner, has said in an official statement it's important for residents to know that starting with tax year 2021, having only one child qualifies you for the child tax credit. Now, the main goal of the payment is to provide families with extra income. Families will now be able to claim the credit on their tax returns, but it's important to remember that even if families aren't earning enough to file, they may still claim the child tax credit. For 2022, families may claim up to $2,000 per child under age 17. Married couples who earn up to $400,000 will qualify. And for single filers, and for singles and those who file as head of households, the income threshold is $200,000. Now, the IRS has estimated about 20% of people eligible for the earned income tax credit are not claiming that money, and that credit alone could mean thousands of dollars to families across the country. In fact, the Treasury Inspector General found about 5 million people are not claiming these credits, leaving $7 billion unclaimed. The earned income tax credit was introduced in the United States to provide a helping hand to lower income families, as the idea that this allows tax filers to retain the majority of their income. For anyone who worked last year but had a low or moderate income, you could qualify for the earned income tax credit. In fact, as the earned income tax credit is a refundable tax credit, it is still possible to get a refund. The credit reduces the amount income tax owed to the federal government and can be fully refundable in the event a tax filer's credit is larger than a tax liability. Folks, we have a ton of good news about the fourth stimulus check, Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. Continue watching this video because you don't want to miss out on it. A lot of good news to cover, everybody. Stay tuned. First of all, I want you to know this.
In wealth inequality, such that almost all new income is going to the top 1%. And when we are living at a time when corporate profits are soaring and 1 out of 4 major corporations pays nothing in federal taxes, that within that reality, we are not going to tell somebody trying to survive on $15,000 a year on Social Security that we're going to cut her benefits and we're going to give more tax breaks to billionaires and large corporations. That is absolutely wrong. In fact, and I know that's the point Senator Harkin is going to make in a moment, when people talk about the chain CPI, a concoction that came from the Koch brothers and Pete Peterson and other billionaires, and they are arguing that the COLAs that seniors get are too generous. Honest to God, when I say this in Vermont, people start laughing. That's what they do. And I say there are some people in Washington who think the COLAs that you have gotten in recent years are too generous, and people break out in laughter. And right now, as all of you know, I think it was just an announcement today, that the COLA this year is 1.5%. That is clearly much, much too generous. Now, what all of us understand, that yeah, we do have to take a hard look at how we determine what COLAs are, but not do it the way that the billionaires want us to do by cutting back on Social Security benefits. The way we are going to do it is to segregate the purchases that seniors make from the general population, because they are very different. The truth is, if you're a 20-year-old young person and you're out buying a computer today, the likelihood is that computer is less expensive today than it was last year. That's true. Most 80-year-olds.
Thank you, Elise. All too often, Republicans are called pro-birth, but we're told that we only care about children before they are born. This is simply not true. In fact, it is important that we continue to support and advocate for policies that help Americans from birth throughout their lives. To this end, yesterday, my good friend Brady Beekster from Iowa and I introduced H.R. 7718, the Formula Act, to try to combat the severe formula shortages that we are seeing across the country. As a mother, I know firsthand how this can impact a family. Although my girls are older now, when my youngest daughter was born, we learned that she had colic and needed specialized formula to help with the effects of it. I can't imagine dealing with the colicky child.
So there are new important details, everybody, that the government has announced for monthly benefits for all seniors. Social Security, SSI, SSDI, RRB, and VA beneficiaries, as well as anyone that wants to know the fourth stimulus check news. Continue watching this video because we got some very important information about this. There are several big pieces of information that you will learn by watching this video, all the way to the end. So, first, the good news is that for retirees, your monthly benefit check in January should be larger than the payments you received last year. This bump up in your benefits is due to the cost of living adjustment. Specifically because of high inflation, retirees are entitled to a 5.9% raise in 2022. This is intended to help ensure they don't lose ground as the price of goods and services only goes up. It's the biggest raise in decades because inflation is surging. Medicare premiums also went up. If you have premiums deducted directly from your Social Security payment, you will see some of your raise disappear as a result of higher premiums. Now there is another change related to taxes. So when you sign up for Social Security benefits, you can elect to have taxes taken out of your check, so you don't have to worry about paying estimated taxes to the IRS. You have a choice of either asking the SSA to withhold 7 to 22% of your monthly benefits, and you're having taxes withheld on a percentage basis. The SSA, the Social Security Administration that is, take a little bit more of your money every single year. But the unfortunate reality is that more retirees each year get affected by federal taxes on their Social Security benefits. This happens because the thresholds at which benefits become taxable are not adjusted due to inflation each year. As incomes naturally go up, more people end up with benefits above those thresholds that are frozen in place. Now, since the COLA was so large this year, and since many retirees may end up taking more money out of their savings to cope with the rising prices, this could be an even bigger issue for seniors. So if your provisional income is likely to go above the thresholds, you need to plan for the added taxes that you're going to owe. But there's a new bill that was just proposed. Lawmakers are trying to pass a bill that they say would attract more retirees to the state of New Mexico.